Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is my email address. For your questions about the pricing of this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform, please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing an extravagant and extraordinary 37mm white gold 20-piece limited edition Roger Dubuis Sympathie Perpetual calendar. The Sympathie 37 case and the original version of the Sympathie case, you can see individual numbering on the case flank, a very scarce and desirable version of one of the earliest Roger Dubuis complications. This timepiece is 37mm in diameter by 9.8mm thick by 47.8mm lug tip to lug tip and 20mm in between the lugs. All in white gold, it has a satisfying weight to it, and when you throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see 437, it has a lot of presence. Now, it's narrow enough across the wrist that I could recommend it for wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference, but those lugs are striking and strident. The watch makes a powerful and punchy statement in spite of not being very big in absolute terms. It sits low enough on the wrist that it'll slide underneath a dress cuff or a tight sleeve. It is a dress watch, but with a white metal and a black dial, it is a very sporty kind of a dress watch. Now we'll take a quick look at the hardware and the software. As you can see, this is a Roger Dubuis factory strap, thick bolstered with a lot of leather, large rectangular scale alligator leather, semi-gloss, and you can see it's a bonded design, so the gator and the calf skin are bonded together using a bonding material rather than stitching as in a conventional strap. The bolstering gives it a lot of volume and a luxurious thickness, and then it has a sheer side showing the layers of leather. No gouging, brand new factory strap, and of course a matching Roger Dubuis satinated and polished pin buckle. The timepiece, featuring strong lug profiles. You can see they jut right out of the case. This is old-fashioned welded lug case construction, so the lugs are inserted into slots in the case, and then all of this is fired to weld them together with evidence of the weld removed by hand. The hoods of the lugs are polished. They are satinated vertically on their side, and you can see that the case has vertical satin finish all the way around. The strap is held on using screws and bars, which is a more expensive but also more secure method of attaching a strap to a case than spring bars. Pusher adjusters on the case flank for the calendar functions. You can see them universally. Crown, Roger Dubuis branded with the overlapping RD logo, as well as a sharp knurling that makes it a pleasure to use. The timepiece does feature a multiply stepped bezel in high polish, and this is where the Valet de Jeu inspired case, and it was created by a Valet de Jeu craftsman for Roger Dubuis, but this is where it's at its best. That design includes a lovely pointed and drawn outer bezel and case profile. The second generation Sympathies used round dials, inner sapphires, and bezel interfaces. The idea being to make them cheaper to make. So this one has symmetry of case, of bezel, of inner bezel, of dial, and of sapphire. They all have this wonderful flowing pointed appearance, and so everything is symmetrical. Again, much more expensive and difficult to manufacture. That's why it went away after the first few years. This is a very collectible watch on that basis. It's made even more so by the fact that this combination of Bi-Retrograde Perpetual calendar and black dial in white metal case is one of the most attractive offered by Roger Dubuis back in the early days when the company was branded Roger Dubuis but formerly known as Sogem. The company was a product of Carlos Diaz, businessman and entrepreneur, and Roger Dubuis, longtime Patek Philippe and Longines watchmaker. So you can see the dial has a lovely black lacquered base and a lapis lazuli moon phase, which is exceptionally attractive. It is a perpetual calendar, it has a retrograde day, and it has a retrograde date. Bulletin d'Observatoire. It is a Besançon Observatory chronometer qualified at the observatory in Besançon, which notably is an ISO 3159 test, but it's a test of the fully cased up watch, unlike the bare movement test of the COSC. On this dial, we have gold, we have blue, we have white, we have red, and we have black. It is very dramatic and handsome. You can see that the moon phase disc nicely counterweights the leap year cycle and month. It has a wonderful sort of symmetry about it. You can split it vertically or horizontally. It has cruciform symmetry. The hands are all white gold to resist tarnish or oxidation over time, and it is a perpetual calendar. So on the case back, you can see caliber RD57, Geneva hallmark finish, nicely decorated, twin mainspring barrel, 4 Hertz beat rate, 29 joules, 5 position adjusted, chronometer certified. The 44 hours of power reserve provided by twin mainspring barrels, and all of this is based on the Longines L990 ultra thin luxury horology movement that has been regulated and finished to Roger Dubuis standards. And again, there is a Roger Dubuis Perpetual Calendar by Retrograde module on top of that. So this watch is high horology through and through, and it really is nicely decorated. You can see the rose gold insert in the bridge, the Côte de Genève on the bridges, as well as the, I should say, rose gold insert on the winding rotor, Côte de Genève on the rotor, as well as the bridges, engine turning on the base plate, black polished screws with chamfered slots in circumference, black polished stud holder and swan's neck regulator, the engine turning in several different sizes, satination on the wheels, and a broad mirrored bevel on the edge of every bridge. Truly special stuff. 30 meters water resistant, so don't go crazy, but this watch is a full set, so a true investment opportunity of a rare, early, and significant Roger Dubuis piece, back when Dubuis was still an independent horology specialist and one of the pioneers in the space before Richemont ownership. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing.